In this video, we will cover how to print a template of your custom board. So I currently have open a drawing of my custom board, and I also have a new blank drawing that I opened. And what I'm going to do is copy just the outline of my custom board to the new drawing. And I'm just using Control C to copy it and then Control V to paste it in the new drawing. And it looks like it copied most of what I need. So I am going to add in a couple reference lines. First, I'm going to want a center line going down the middle of my board. Next, I'm going to draw my kicktail and kicknose lines. These are the lines we drew for marking our kicktail and kicknose on our mold, so that when we print out this template, those lines on the paper template will line up with the lines on our mold. Next, we're going to break this outline into segments that will fit onto a regular size sheet of paper, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. So what I'm going to do is create boxes that are 7.5 by 10 inches so that we know they'll fit within that standard paper size. So I'm going to create a new rectangle that is 7.5 inches wide by 10 inches tall. So I'm going to move this rectangle now by grabbing it at the edge here and at the midpoint, and then snapping it to the center of the edge of my skateboard outline. And then I'm going to copy this pattern, snapping each side of the rectangle to the next rectangle. So like that. And I'm just going to move my rectangles around a little bit, so I'm going to grab all of them. And just shift them so they're a little bit more in the center of the, so that the board's more in the center of the sheets. And one more thing I can do that will help me, because it's kind of hard to tell which are my rectangles and which are my reference lines. So we can actually change the format of the line. And I'm just going to use a dashed line to represent these rectangles. So each of these rectangles is going to be its own print. So we're actually going to be printing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of paper and then taping them all together. So I do want to mention that this template, when applied to your board, will change slightly. So since your board has bends in it, when you apply this template to your curved board, the dimensions will change very slightly. It will not be significant, but if you are going for precise dimensions, definitely try and take that into account. So to print this out, I'm going to click on File, Print, and first I want to specify my print range. I'm going to click on the Specify bullet point here and snap my window to the first rectangle. Next, if you look in the preview, you could see that the portrait is, you could see that the drawing is laid out in a landscape, and I want it to be portrait since that's how my boxes are arranged. And instead of fitting the paper to size, now this is very important, you're going to uncheck this box and define your scale as 1:1 so that your board is printing out in the exact dimensions that you specified. Lastly, I am going to select my printer and click on OK. Now all you have to do is repeat this process for the remaining boxes, and the next step will be to assemble your template.